And we're live on Facebook. I mean, are we live then?
No. No, go on. You're cut off.
I better move over.
Thank you.
Look at the
Yay!
Buddha.
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 Hello, everybody. Are we up everywhere?
Well, we're up, but we're 2 minutes early.
Oh,
We're 1 minute early.
Oh, well, that's
We can
okay.
sit here and kill a minute while people
Yeah.
get ready to tune in because, you can't just willy-nilly. Just come on anytime you want.
Mm-mm.
We tell people be here at 6.
Well, we are what's
Remember
the word?
twiddling your thumbs?
Yes.
Did you ever twiddle?
We are fashionably early.
We're fashionably early. We have another
I remember
Buddha
the
here,
steeple one. Remember the steeple? You don't remember the
but-
steeple?
Oh, yeah. Here's the church. Here's
There's the
steeple. Open the
door
door.
and see all the people.
Oh, there's the other one.
And see no
Here's the
people.
see no people.
I like that one better. I've never heard that one. See no people. I went to the Catholic school. There were people in there. It was us every day.
Comments will appear here.
Hmm?
See on your broadcast that comments will appear here.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking it looks a little bit like objects are closer than they look or something.
Oh,
You know how the mirror on your
okay.
car?
Yes. Okay. All right. So
Kathy's here. We can start the show.
yay. This is
And
Ken Goldberg's
my
Law
round.
and Disorder. Law and Disorder with Ken Goldberg as the host and me as co-host, AJ. And Ken is an attorney in 3 different states, which I think he paid for it. But anyway,
I paid for it for 30 plus years.
okay. Well, yes. And it's really weird about Ken. This is what I've noticed. He has this photographic memory and he can recite shit back to you. And it's sort of a little creepy. And it's like, oh, wow. Like, it's really impressive.
It's really not photographic. I know a little bit about what a photographic memory is.
Mhm.
Those guys are really impressive.
I don't know.
I
You're
used
pretty
to have a memory
good.
like a steel trap, though, and that comes in handy at trial
Mhm.
because stuff gets said and you
You'll
can
remember it.
you
Yeah.
remember it. But at my age, 67, I'm not so keen. So if you think I'm memorizing pretty good,
I think you're really
sort of
good.
reflects poorly on you.
Well, probably. But no, it just fascinates me sometimes because you do repeat things really
Well,
well.
look, Lisa's with us this week.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay. So,
Where were we?
I don't know. Ken
Licensed
Goldberg.
in 3 states.
Licensed in 3 states. That's his tagline. Ken Goldberg, licensed in 3 states. I run into people. They mention you and they go, he's an attorney in 3 states. I'm like, yeah, that's my tagline. I don't say that though. I just let them think that they got. That's Ken's tagline. An attorney in 3 states. And me, AJ from Dallas Yoga Magazine, Cosmic Yogi Festival. Woo, 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 woo. All right. All right. So,
And now, on with the show.
yeah. So tell people what we do in case people don't know.
Oh, we take legal
Hmm.
cases
Hence Ken Goldberg's Law and Disorder.
and we go immediately from law right into disorder.
There we go.
And in order to do that, we create social commentary out of legal information. It's not always legal information. You and I can talk about anything we want.
Yep.
And you know why?
Because we can.
Because we can.
He's going to stop us.
Right. So you can talk about anything we want.
And let's just be honest. With Ken, you just don't know what might be said.
So we were
I
talking,
have to try to pull him back a lot of times.
we were talking one time about the original radio show that was on KYNG, and I reminisced about how I would often be in a bar before the show. I wasn't always drinking, but I was usually in a bar near the studio. And people would come up and say, "Hey, Ken, what's the show about tonight?" And I would say, "Boy, tune in at 7 and we'll both find out."
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I do.
Sometimes we go off on tangents.
Well, I would have a stack of cases
Right.
to discuss and social commentary, but I didn't know in what order or whether I would even get to it.
I know.
I didn't really care.
Ken likes tangents. He
I
gets-
have 4
Yeah,
hours
it's
to
not
kill
enough.
every night.
That's a lot.
Yeah, well, we killed it.
I'm sure you
We
did.
murdered it. So I was perusing the news, and this one really bothered me.
Yeah,
This
that would
is a
bother me
case in
too.
Dallas from 2016. I was in the news today.
You know what? My question to you on this is why? Okay, I'll let you go, but I don't understand why this has not gotten as much press as you think it would
because they
have.
suppressed it.
They really did.
So what she's talking about is this guy died in police custody, and I forget how old was he. Do you remember? Anyways, he
37
didn't
or
look to be
something?
that old, and he died
32-year-old.
in 2016. His name was Tony Timpa, and Tony calls the Dallas police, and
Mhm.
says, "I'm in the parking lot of an adult bookstore.
That means a
I'm-
porno shop.
I haven't taken my meds, and I'm schizophrenic, and I'm getting out of control. Please help me."
Right.
He begs him for help, apparently,
Mhm.
or he asks for help initially.
Yes. Yeah.
Now they show up
Mhm.
and they tell him, "Don't worry, we're going to help you."
Well,
And
now
then
when
they
they showed,
proceed to kill
but when
him.
they showed up, he was already handcuffed by the security officer, so he was already contained.
So there you go. So they threw him to the ground
Mhm.
and got on top of him.
Right.
And I've been telling this to anybody who'll listen to me for the
Mhm.
last 40 years, 30 years,
Mhm.
that when you are a police officer and you are on somebody's chest or you're on their back.
Well, it's called the prone position, is what they call it, and the person's on the ground.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you can be on prone position, but the problem with this is when somebody can't breathe,
Right.
any of you out there who have ever had an issue with breathing, your primary directive
Mhm.
is to breathe,
Right.
and you will do anything to get air.
Exactly.
It is instinctive.
Of course.
And police act like, I mean, I don't care how many times you watch videos of them doing a takedown long after they've really, they keep saying, "Don't struggle."
Right. Well,
Shut up and just get it done, because
right.
you're on top of them. They have to struggle.
Right.
You should know that.
Right.
Somebody should have taught you in the academy that when somebody's on your back and blocking your air passage with compression,
Right. They're going to
you're
struggle to
going
get
to
air.
struggle.
And he kept saying, "You're going to kill me."
And
You're
he
gonna kill
kept
me.
telling these guys, "You're going to kill me."
They said more than 30 times. He said he
And,
couldn't breathe.
So,
You're going to kill
so
me.
reason it's in the news today is for 3 years, the Dallas Morning News has been trying to get the video footage because of body cam, and they wouldn't give it up. And I'm amazed because Chicago did this with the Laquan McDonald case, where Laquan was shot 16 times by an officer,
Jesus.
and it took a couple of years before the city would release it, and they only would release it because a court finally said, "You have to release it." So they released it right after the election, right before the election.
Wow.
Anyways, it was a cluster effing, right?
Yeah.
This is
16
not
times.
uncommon that cities will resist releasing damaging video,
I
as
guess.
if somehow
Go ahead.
they will be able to keep it hidden,
Right.
or they
No,
will keep it hidden so
They're
long.
afraid of a mass panic. I mean, they're afraid of the protests. They're afraid of the
Well, they're
people that are
certainly
going.
afraid of the pushback.
And they should.
yes.
They should be.
Yes, but they
You know?
need to be more transparent.
I agree.
Is the word.
I agree.
Okay, so
But that's really what they're afraid of.
so this poor kid, I think you're a kid if you're less than half my age, 32, dies in custody. Wait, it's worse than that. He's laying
Mhm.
on the ground, and
His head is in the grass.
and eventually he's passed out.
Mhm.
And they're laughing, and they're talking
Making
amongst
fun
themselves
of him. Yeah.
in the video about how he's gone to sleep.
Wake up,
and-
wake up. It's time to go to
Wake
school.
up, it's time to
Let's
go to
have,
school.
I'll make you some waffles.
Yeah, and they're laughing, and he's dying.
Not checking on the guy, just
Right.
letting him lay there passed out with his head face down in the grass. They actually said when they pulled him up that he had, and put him in the ambulance when he was dead, that he had grass stuck in his teeth.
And despite is begging them. What a horrible way to die.
Yeah, no
What a
shit.
horrible way to die at the hands of police for nothing other than being off your meds and to be cuffed.
But he
and
already
to be-
was cuffed. That's what I don't get. It's like he already was cuffed. What are they doing?
'cause
They
he
zip
was-
tied his feet too, so it's not like the guy's going to do anything.
So instead of
I don't
checking
get
on
it.
him,
Instead of turning him on his side,
and I think
where he
how
could
long was it?
breathe.
14 minutes. Do you remember?
I can't remember, but it was something like that. And then, yeah, it was 14 before the before CPR was even applied.
So let's go over the police report. On a custodial death report submitted to the department by the cops, they're asked, was there a question of whether he resisted arrest, threatened, or fought officers? To which they answered no. But they had previously claimed, police had previously claimed to use only enough force necessary to block him from rolling into the busy street. You know which store this is.
I know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
In the first minute, he rolls around near the curb, but a video shows a police car is blocking traffic, and he's by a bus bench, and the officers have pinned him. And several officers continue pressing his restrained body into the ground. And as you know, somewhere near it says that he was handcuffed, but he can't have been handcuffed.
Well, it said up here that the security officer had him handcuffed when the police officers got there.
It's a 4-page report. So
yeah, the officers pinned his handcuffed arms around his back for nearly 14 minutes.
Pinned his handcuffed arms.
Mm-hmm.
But does that mean that the security guard did it? They have a security officer at this store. I'm pretty sure I know which one it is because my gun range was across the street.
Yeah. Okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So.
Okay. I was hoping.
Then they said in the report that he wasn't really doing anything but being combative. Oh, here it is. He had already been handcuffed by a private security guard before police arrived. He had already been handcuffed.
That's what bothered me about the whole thing.
By a security guard.
How are they being combative when he's already been handcuffed? It's not like he's going to be able to do anything. Arrived,
it took several police officers, quinte faricons, to then subdue him and kill him.
That's pretty much what happened. They zip tied his feet, which okay.
And then the fire and rescue.
Why didn't they turn him on his side? I don't
get it. The fire and rescue show up. And they don't immediately intervene.
Yeah, that whole thing was weird.
Okay.
Were they afraid of the police officers? Were they afraid?
So one of the first guys says, "I was unable to assess the patient due to his combativeness." Bullshit.
Well, I mean, he might have been flailing around because he couldn't breathe.
He might have been flailing around.
He couldn't breathe.
But you're a paramedic, and you got cops everywhere.
I know.
Okay. You betcha I'm gonna tell the truth.
Well, and then when he
then
when he passed out, they started making fun of him, and he wasn't breathing, and his head was face down. I just can't imagine a paramedic, not checking on him. Well, it does said they were taking his blood pressure at one point, so they were doing something. Not sure what. But.
Then they gave him a powerful sedative 5 minutes after they took his blood pressure. Okay.
And maybe that's what gave him the cardiac
arrest. He died
arrest.
within 20 minutes of the police arriving and at least 15 minutes before an ambulance eventually transported him.
No, it does also say he did have cocaine in his body. Maybe between the sedative and the cocaine. Why they gave him a sedative when he was already passed out, I don't get that. But okay. I mean, who knows? There were several things that could have killed him.
The thing that really bothers you is that they joke about that he's merely asleep, try to wake him. It's time to
go to school.
Time to school, wake up.
Something about waffles.
One officer mimics a teen saying, "I don't want to go to school. 5 more minutes, Mom." They joke about buying him new shoes for the first day of school and making him a special breakfast. And they're laughing while he's dying.
Yeah.
Okay.
While he's passed out.
And then when they realize they screwed up, one of them says, "Oh, he didn't just die, did he?"
Yeah, that's what he said.
Wait, it gets worse. I don't understand what's happening. I wish I was more of an investigative journalist because they were subsequently indicted. They were taken off duty, put on desk duty. They were indicted. And John Crusoe, who I have a lot of respect for, he's the district attorney here, and he's pretty progressive. He drops charges.
Well, they were so everybody out there, they were indicted by the grand jury. Okay, they were indicted by the grand jury, and then the district attorney comes in and said, "Oh, okay, we're going to reverse those charges." See, I don't agree with that. I just don't agree with them. We talked
So
about
they're
a
back.
case.
They're back on the force.
We talked about a case the last week about them overturning a judge overturning a custody hearing, and that a jury had. I just don't agree with that.
So there were studies done that showed that when you, for instance, tase or pepper spray, handcuff behind the back, handcuff the feet, throw them in the back of the squad car on their chest,
No, don't
they'll
do it. on the
often
truck.
be dead by the time they get to the
Right.
police station.
the
Asphyxiation.
prone position. No, isn't that common sense? Don't you think a kindergartner can figure that out?
We're talking about police officers. We're not talking about kindergartners.
Well, I just don't think that they were. I mean, they just weren't taking it seriously. This guy
so
was
so
dying.
they're back on duty, and I don't have a job.
Well, at this point, with the thing just being released, do you think that they're going to still be on duty?
So here's a guy
They're
that,
not safe on the streets.
that
You
does
think?
these cases.
No, I'm serious.
They're on the streets.
But right now, this just was released, right?
So do you think this, you mean, is this going to get them taken off streets again?
Yes.
No, I think the police department's going to say this has all been adjudicated. Sorry.
But would you, if you were them, would you want to be on the street?
They want the money, honey.
Oh, there's no way.
Oh my God, yes.
I'd be afraid of retaliation.
Around here, we call the poo school, maintaining
Oh, there is
power
no
over
way.
others.
I just can't. I just would think the retaliation. I'd be fearful of it. That's just me. Maybe it doesn't exist. I don't know.
So one cop says, I hope I didn't kill him. And then the medical technician tells him a few minutes later he's dead. So that cop who says, I hope I didn't kill him, climbs out of the ambulance and turns to someone before shutting off his body camera and says, sorry, we tried.
They tried what?
Tried to save him.
Really? They tried
That's
to save
what he's
him.
saying. Showing these tribes of cowards inherit these historic views from the cradle. Craig's got a lot to say tonight.
What did he say?
He said the children of these tribes of cowards inherit these distorted views from the cradle. Craig operates at an intellectual level. He's been a Buddhist his whole life. He's operating
Way up there.
way up
Okay.
there. If you sit and talk to him, mostly you won't say much because you're like,
You're just intrigued.
I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Guy's operating. It's like
I'd
walking
be
in-
asking him like kindergarten questions.
Well,
He'd be like,
he's an artisan, but he does high end locks and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But his brain is operating like a Harvard professor.
okay.
And
Where does Craig live?
he lives in Chicago?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a homie. I went to high school and I'm with him.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Jamie and Leah and Hillary
Awesome.
and Mel and Karen and Lisa and Kathy and all you others and
Yay.
Nelda and April and Aaron. Welcome to the show.
Yay.
I'm a little wired, and let me just make really clear why I'm wired.
Mhm.
Okay, I think about death. I think about impermanence. Okay, we're all going to die, but do you want to die that way, or let's think about that kid, that 16-year-old kid that died of flu on the cement floor of a cell or a cage. Being held in an immigration detention center in Texas with 103 fever. And instead of getting him medical assistance, they put him in an isolation cell with others who were in isolation. And the video shows him crawling to a toilet and trying to, probably throw up and staying there for several hours before a guard comes in. Well, guard comes in after one of his cellmates wakes up and sees him and finds that he is dying, and the guards come. The guards claim they were checking on a regular basis. Well, then what happened?
Right.
So to think that you're a 16-year-old kid.
Well, I can't think about it because it upsets me so
I know,
badly. Because
I know,
I
but
taught
we
inner
got-
city high school. I
know,
taught
but
Hispanic kids.
that
These
is-
are my babies,
I
and
know.
I just can't even imagine.
Well, but we're doing a show.
I know it
So
just
imagine.
nauseates me.
All right, so a 16-year-old dies essentially alone. I mean, he's got some cellmates. He's been separated from his family, and he's feverish, and he's disabled, and all he can do is crawl across a concrete floor and die.
Yep.
And this guy dies because he called the police, and he's not the first one. He won't be the last one because his mental illness
Mhm.
was causing a reaction
Sure.
that he couldn't control, and he had the presence of mind to call the
That
police.
was good. That really was
And
good.
that should have been
Yeah.
helpful. How many of these cases have we covered? Well,
You wonder about are they? How come they're not trained better on how to deal with mental illness?
Well,
Is there any kind of training involved? There has to be, but obviously it's not enough to understand schizophrenia, to understand DTs and drug addiction. I mean, I don't know. It just seems like it's missing something.
so some departments actually do provide training in
I
mental
wonder how
illness
much.
calls.
Mhm.
Well, the ones that do anything are the beginning.
Right,
But
I agree.
most of them don't do it.
Really? Like in school, in cop school, they don't have anything like that?
If they do, nobody knows about it.
Wow.
No. Jamie made a good comment. She said these detention centers are often for profit,
Oh, yes. Hmm.
and
So the
she's
juvenile
saying that
delinquent
while it
centers.
makes you ill to
Yes,
think of
it
this,
does.
we cannot look away. And she
I know
put
you're
that in
right.
caps.
Absolutely right.
You know,
You're absolutely right.
we have to keep showing up. We have to look at the videos, and then we have to protest. We have to be, you and I have to come here. Everybody, you've got to fight this system. It's horrendous. What is the name of the Buddha behind you? She's not even listening to me. I'm all-
His name's
I'm all-
Buddha.
I'm all fired up. Hey,
It's so nauseating, the detention centers, because I just think of my students after 15 years of all my students, my wonderful Hispanic students. And I just can't imagine one of them being in that situation. And it upsets me so badly.
So Leah may be trying to change the topic because it's kind of heart wrenching.
It is.
Right. And that's
Mhm.
Kuan Yin. It's a
Thank you.
Chinese Buddhist figure.
Yes.
Kuan Yin, who is, some say it was a female Buddha. Some say it was just an androgynous
Yeah.
Buddha.
I'm going with
It's
androgynous.
a Buddha of mercy and compassion,
Okay, we like that.
which is recognized in the Mahayana tradition, but is not traditionally recognized in the Theravada tradition.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Interesting.
So, yes. So Leah says you need to go to those board raids and help them because I'm a lawyer. Well, it so happens that last week or 2 weeks ago, I wrote a letter to an organization that said, we need legal help at the border.
Mhm.
Please write to us. And I went through a whole thing of questions and answers.
Mhm.
What are your skills? I'm a lawyer.
Mhm.
You know, could you spend a week at the border? Yeah.
Mhm.
Can you afford to spend a week at the
Right.
border? Maybe.
Yeah,
You
right.
know, anyways, and I sent it. I never heard anything.
Well, that kind of thing will take a while to be processed, just like everything else.
Well,
in
if
this
you're
world.
looking desperately for people, you may be right, except there's a problem. I'm leaving for Thailand tomorrow. So there.
There you go.
Yeah. So
Well, it'll still be there when you come back.
if y'all didn't know, I'm off to Thailand. So why am I going to Thailand?
I don't know.
One of my best friends. Let's go through this again. Why am I going to Thailand?
I don't know.
Ah,
He wants to because he can.
I love it.
'Cause he
I
can.
just love it.
Just make sure you're somewhere where I can find a place to stay for a week when I come visit.
Jamie says they'll get back to you. You can do it when you get home.
I
won't
said the
I
same thing.
can't do
I
it
agree,
before
Jamie.
because I can't go to the border from Thailand. So here's a little bit of a story about Thailand.
Okay.
Should I tell the story?
Sure. Why not?
Do you know the story?
No, I'm not sure.
So I'm leaving, and we don't know if the show's going to air because we don't know how to do the
It's
show.
probably not.
Because we're going to be 13 hours apart. So the other day, a week ago, I got a bug up my butt and decided
It
to.
wasn't even a week, I don't think.
Yeah, no, it
Was
was
it a week?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was a week. It was actually Monday when I
There you
texted.
go. Okay.
I messengered a Thai monk from Arizona.
Mhm. That you
And-
were in the monastery with out there
Yes, that I lived with in the
Mhm.
monastery. He was the teacher.
when Ken
Ajahn-
was an ordained Buddhist monk.
Ajahn Sarayut. And AJ, are you going to visit? She doesn't have any legal skills. Yeah. How about you
Oh, I
come
would
down?
so go. I
All
would
right,
love
well,
that.
maybe we'll go together.
I would so go. That would be incredible. Some of them just need support. Can't I be a child advocate or something?
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
no, they have non
Mhm,
lawyers. I
mhm.
just volunteered as a lawyer. So
Oh, you
Oh.
were talking about the.
So I messaged the Arizona monk and said, hey, does my monk friend in Thailand
Mhm.
have anybody at his temple that speaks English? Because I might want to go someday.
Right.
45 minutes later, he texted me back and said, hey, he says, come on now.
There you go.
You know why he said that?
What?
Because he was sitting in Thailand at that temple with that monk when they got my message.
Oh, that's right.
Is that not serendipitous?
That's right. I remember
That's what
that.
we call serendipity.
I do remember that.
Okay.
Now. Yes.
So
That was pretty cool. Now he's back home here.
Oh, is AJ going to Thailand? No.
Oh, probably for a week. I'm going to come visit. If you're gone for 3 months, I'm going to go visit over there. Why wouldn't I go visit? Well, I have somebody over there. I'm going to go visit.
Oh, you rock, girl.
Well, duh.
So, what was I thinking?
That's what I just said. I said, make sure there's a place where I can stay that's close by where you're staying.
You said that to me?
I just said that to
Oh,
you.
just now. Okay. I thought you were kidding.
No, I'm not kidding.
So I text the monk and he texts me back. Come on now, he says. He's telling me that the Thai monk who doesn't speak English is telling him to tell me to come now. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. You don't understand. I have so many things I have to do.
Like get a passport.
And so what happens? No, I didn't know I needed a passport.
I know, but I'm just saying, that was one of the problems.
So I call him and he answers the phone in Thailand.
Mhm,
And I call him on Facebook.
mhm.
And
I know, that's the best. I
and
love
we had
that.
an interpreter.
Mhm.
And he's like, oh, yeah,
Who was
come
the
on
interpreter?
Right now.
Somebody
that
from the
speaks
temple?
Thai.
At the temple?
No, here.
Oh, okay.
So I found out I could go in a week. And I said, I can't possibly go in a week. Because I got stuff. Stuff. I got stuff. And so then I went ahead and I said, okay, I'm going to go in a week. You know why?
Just to go for it.
Just to get it. Just
Yes.
if you're going to do it, just do it. 'Cause
Okay.
if the longer I think about it, the less probability it was going to happen. And so I'm going to Thailand.
Mhm.
And she's right. So then somebody says, do you have your passport? Of course I have my passport. I've had a passport since I was, 18 years old. Only one thing. Mine expired 6 months
It
ago.
always ends up that way, I
Yeah.
swear.
So I ran down to the passport office the next day, paid the $60 extra for an expedited passport.
Yeah, and this is crazy, y'all, because this is new. All right, even from last year, you could not get your passport that quickly. So that is
you
amazing.
can, but you had to be in Houston or a city where they could produce them faster.
Dallas is one of them now.
Dallas
Now is one of them.
There was a guy standing there getting his the same day. And that's based on what your itinerary is. So you got to bring a paid itinerary. You got to show them your paid
That's
ticket.
amazing because that used to not be like that. So
So
that's awesome.
I
that
brought
they
him
do
a-
that nowadays.
I showed them my paid
That
ticket.
doesn't mean to wait till the last minute, though.
No,
just
I'm not
saying.
advocating that.
No.
So I went down, paid my monies, got my passport, got my inoculations, 3. I'm now
He's better than I
inoculated.
did. I didn't go get inoculated. I got a tetanus shot.
How come I keep leaving your picture?
Because you keep leaning that way. Lean towards me. There we go.
So, I do need an extended visit visa from the Thai embassy, actually, Jamie, and I didn't get it.
Well, what are you going to do?
The look on your face.
What are you going to do? Well, it's just such a canned comment. Oh, well, I just didn't get it. Well, what are they going to? Are they going to let you back in the country?
So I had some misinformation. I was under the impression you could stay 90 days with a visa they'll give you when you land.
Yeah, no.
No, they'll only give you 30 days.
Yeah, mine was 30 in India.
So I'll have to go to Burma or Laos or somewhere, cross over the border, and then I can come back. So I'll take a trip, either a day
Okay.
trip or a couple of days, and I'll go. I'll do a border crossing.
Oh, but then
And
you're
every
gonna-
time I come in, I get another
Are
30
you
days.
sure that's the way to do that?
Yeah, I talked to the monks.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they said they'll take me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Jamie says a lot of her friends did it while they were there.
Okay. I didn't know to do that. Okay.
Yeah. So as Leah says, you can go to Burma, Laos, Vietnam, or Cambodia. They're all border.
Oh, Vietnam's supposed to be
Thailand.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's at the other end of the
Oh.
country though.
Leah's
but I might
probably
go
been to
anyways.
Vietnam. She's been all over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm going for a couple of months,
Mhm.
2.5 months, and I'm going to stay with I'm going to start out with the monks. We'll see what happens. I'm going to a temple in Chiang Mai.
Chiang Mai.
Chiang Mai. I'll live at the monastery with 5 other
I
monks.
can't stay at the
5 monks.
monastery.
I don't know.
Okay, well, we'll find out.
We'll find out. By the time
If
you're
not,
ready,
I'll stay up the street
by the
somewhere.
right time you're
Leo
ready
will
to
find
come
me a
there,
place.
I will know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some monasteries know, and some have separate quarters for women.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, at least in the United
No,
States.
I can always stay up the street. No big deal.
So, so what else do you guys want to know? You're all typing away furiously, and I haven't. My vote is Cambodia to Angkor Wat. Yes, and they also voted for the elephant sanctuary.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the elephant sanctuary.
Yeah, and you can go over and volunteer there and stay there for free and wash the elephants and clean that. But I can't imagine my job would end up being picking up the elephant poop. And oh my God, I'd be there all day shoveling elephant poop. I just want to wash the elephants.
I'm thinking if you want to get a
Yeah.
lot of volunteers, you probably would use staff for the poop.
And then
use
have
the
everybody else
volunteers for some
washing
of the other
them and
stuff,
feeding them.
Because I think
and
you're going to
everything.
not get as many volunteers.
Yeah, I'm not gonna want. I don't want to pick up the poop, but I'd like to volunteer. You can go over there, stay for free, stay as long as you want. And
Chiang
there.
Mai. It's
Chiang Mai?
not far from Chiang Rai. Chiang Mai, I heard, is a city built in the 1200s.
okay,
1200s. That's
Awesome.
a long time ago. And they have a wall,
hmm
probably not in any shape right now, but used to stop the Burmese from raiding.
okay,
And the wall was began in the 1200s and it has a moat. Anyways, I heard there's 300 Buddhist temples in the city.
that's awesome.
This place is loaded with monks,
That's cool.
right? So after I've been there a couple of weeks to answer Kathy's question, do you have to shave your head again?
If he gets
Only
ordained,
If I ordain. Will I ordain? I am not even I'm gonna stop even thinking about that until I've been there a couple of weeks and kind of get the feel. What I probably am going to do, I'm probably going to check into another Buddhist monastery nearby that Ajahn Saryut from Arizona, he comes from that temple. He's setting up a meditation retreat.
oh, okay, cool.
So that would be all day meditation, day in, day out for a period of time. Minimum probably will be 2 weeks. They wanted me to do it a month. I said, yo, listen up. I'm going to Asia for my first time. I'm not going to spend 30 days sitting on a cushion. I can do that at home. I couldn't, but I have an elephant retreat in Chiang Mai.
And this man's going to Thailand.
Si Sambuku Dinky Dao.
Oh no.
Let me see again.
What does that mean again?
Gade Chiang Mai planned for the summer. So Leah was supposed to go this summer to a elephant retreat.
Oh, nice.
She was going to live at like a yoga retreat.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's posted a link in case anybody wants to sign up for that.
To go to the yoga retreat in the elephant resort?
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at her place, Sacred Space Journeys, and look, she's got it set up. But they don't have enough people signed up yet. So if you're interested, you don't have to be from Dallas. She's in Dallas, but you don't have to be from Dallas. Listen, I know you're thinking to yourself, what has this got to do with law and disorder? Well, as we said at the beginning of the show, and some of you missed it.
He goes off on tangents.
No, I am leading the retreat. Okay, so she is going.
Okay, cool.
I guess.
Cool.
I guess that's what she means by no.
Yeah, no, I assumed that she was doing it.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
No. Ay, Dios mío. God damn. Well, people, please.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's do
Don't
these.
cheat me on the typing.
We'll call you, Leah, and find out. What's it say? Let me put my glasses on. It could be Ken. Yes, she is. I'm leading the retreat at the. Oh, that sounds awesome.
I'm leading it. I know you're leading it. I thought it was still iffy.
I think that's awesome.
I apologize. If people come, we're back to that again. Ay, Dios mío.
They will come.
Okay. So we're going to talk about some more news. Hey,
well, that's not really
Jason.
law and disorder. That one is.
Okay. So this one's real interesting. Thank you all for your participation on Thailand and your advice.
Yes. He'll be over there. Go visit.
And listen,
I am. He didn't even know it, even though I had
I
already
didn't.
told him.
Why
But he
didn't you
doesn't
tell
listen
me?
to me. As soon as you said you were going to Thailand, I said, "Well, if you're going over there for 3 months, I'm going to come over for a week." So make sure that you go to a place that there's somewhere nearby that I can stay.
AJ, Wild Roses in Chiang Mai. What does she mean by Wild Rose?
I don't
Who's
know. Sounds
Wild Rose?
awesome. Wild roses, flowers.
No, that's not what she can mean.
Wild roses, is that
Why
like
would anybody? You got wild roses here.
I don't know. Maybe they're prettier over there. Maybe it's a place. Maybe it's a saloon.
Tattoo parlor.
Maybe
Wild rose.
maybe it's a prostitution center and I can make some money while I'm there. I don't know. Jamie, what we mean? What are we talking about?
This show went off the rails about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, it's a yoga center. Oh,
Thank you.
Thank
Now we
you.
know.
It's not a house of ill repute. Okay. Sorry, Jamie.
I'm almost stunned into silence tonight.
Do whatever. Here you go.
So, back to law and disorder. So, when you do a trial, and I've given you the anatomy of a trial here on a number of occasions, different parts of it sometimes. Sometimes I think I've tried to explain most of the trial. So, here's the deal. In South Carolina court,
I'm sorry. I'm not thinking of
Craig, are you still there? Gosh, I need some help. He's from the south side of Chicago. Matthew, Aaron, nice. Have fun there. Mountain retreat. No, I'm going to be in the valley. Thank you. Is Thailand ready for Ken Goldberg?
No.
That's a question that's been asked through the
I
centuries.
am concerned. You know you can't F up over
that
there
is-
because you do not want to go to prison in Thailand. You
That is-
cannot F up over there.
Is Thailand ready for Ken Goldberg? That is one of the great metaphysical questions that's been posed throughout the years. And we're finally going to get the answer.
You can't mess up over there.
What do you mean mess up?
I
What
don't
can
know.
do?
I don't know your mouth. I don't know. You can't do
I
stuff.
speak English. How much trouble can I get into?
It's your attitude sometimes when you go
I know.
over the top.
I know a phrase in Vietnamese, dinky dao. That means crazy. I know how to say hello.
Dinky
and
down.
I know how to say hello and goodbye in Thai.
Okay.
Yeah. Sawadi.
Sawadee.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
And I know how to say thank you. Kap kun.
Kamkum.
Don't make AJ and I come get you.
What was it?
Don't make AJ and I come get you.
I know, right, Jamie? Oh, but Jamie, that'd be a fun trip. We would
You
have
two
fun
yogis
together.
probably would never even look for me.
Joey, we'd go stay at the elephant retreat for a while before we can get out of jail.
They'll come back and somebody will ask AJ. So whatever
Where's
Ken. Oh my
crap again?
I forgot all about it. All right, so back to the trial case.
Oh yes.
So during the course of closing argument, there are do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
You can comment on the evidence. You can make reasonable conjectures based on the evidence. You can't just say any freaking thing comes to your mind during closing statements. Closing statements is done by the lawyers. Okay. Well, here's what happened in Columbia, South Carolina. The Supreme Court recently overturned a murder conviction of a man who has already been in 13 years in prison because the prosecutor made suggestions during his closing arguments that all defense lawyers and their clients lie. I'm sure, and the guy made an objection. The defense attorney, like, excuse me, objection.
Right.
Judge, what's your objection?
That's you're not allowed
He's not
president.
commenting
Prejudicial.
on
What is
any facts and evidence.
Right.
You know, and it's prejudicial more than anything. So the judge goes, yeah, well, it's not that big a deal. So the guy gets convicted, right? So the lower court gets it, and they go, "Oh no, man,
You can't
you
do
can't
that.
say this kind of thing. You can't say the lawyer lied."
Right.
And so it's gone up, and it's got up to the Supreme Court, the state Supreme
What
Court.
happened to the judge? Why would the judge allow that?
Well,
Why
what
wouldn't they
happens is, so
stop
you're
him?
at closing argument. That's a good question. I tell you, sometimes she rises to the occasion. Give her credit where credit is due. Okay. So you've gone through a murder trial. Everybody's testified.
Mm-hmm.
You've had a jury there for a week.
Mm-hmm.
You've had the lawyers. You don't want a mistrial because he's got to start over.
Okay.
All the witnesses will have to be subpoenaed again. The whole thing starts over. So judges don't like mistrials. They don't ever like a mistrial.
Well, no, but he
If
could have
they
told them that, you know,
Oh, he can tell them ignore what he said.
right, but he didn't do that.
Well, even if he did, I would still have gone up to the higher
Okay,
court.
okay.
I'm not gonna. If I lose, and this guy said that kind of
Right,
prejudicial
okay.
thing, now they're not naming who this guy was, are they?
No,
Anyways.
they didn't.
So he supposedly killed somebody. I'm not concerned about that. That's not the point. The Supreme Court justices unanimously ruled the remarks were so far out of line and the judge's response to the defense objection so tepid that the defendant could no longer get a fair trial.
Yes.
For a South Carolina Supreme Court to say
That's
that?
a big time. That's
So
a
you
big
just
time.
don't do that stuff.
Well, you can't. You
I-
can't sit there and say, "Oh, well, that attorney over there's lying. They're lying. They're just lying all the way to make you and twisting everything." Holy crap!
Yeah. Yeah, holy crap.
I mean,
I've
that's
sat there and
bad.
seen things and objecting, and you're like, I can't believe this is going on. You make an objection. And, the question is, can the judge remedy it with some sort of instruction? That's the first level.
Uh-huh.
Well, first level is I object. The judge goes, overrule.
Right.
I don't think your objection's good enough. Okay. It's not serious enough. Then you've got, look, this one's not doing what I want it to do. So then the next level is sustained. That means the objection is sustained. It means you won,
Right.
but what do you get?
Well, at least
we have a saying in the law: you can't unring the bell.
I get it.
You can't,
And they do it on purpose, and I get that they
you
do it on
can't put
purpose.
the cat back in the bag, and so there's all these things. That at the end of the day, the point is you can't unring the bell. So now you ask for a.
But if you do that too many times, won't you get in trouble?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can be brought up on ethics violations.
Right.
You could be held in contempt of court.
Right. Okay.
So what happens next is the judge tries to give some sort of admonishment to the jury.
Mhm.
Please ignore that statement. You're sitting there going, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Can people ignore certain things that get said? Anyways, in this case, the guy got convicted, and look at how many years it's taken for a court to go, you didn't get a fair trial. Well, it's 13 years in prison already.
Right.
Justice is too slow. All right, and now on to the next topic. Wait, let me see what I got here. Oh, yeah, okay. So we got two more good ones.
Mhm.
So there was a shooting in Pensacola Air Base. A Saudi national in their military shot up and killed, I think, three
I
airmen,
think that's right.
and then he was shot by responding patrol.
Correct.
And here's the interesting that's come out. So yeah, he killed 3 and wounded 8. Okay, he began the process of buying a gun legally, even though
he did it legally,
he's not a citizen,
which
yet.
freaks me out.
He's not a citizen.
Not a citizen, and he
he's
can
a
legally
prisoner.
buy a gun in
And
the United
here's-
States.
and here's the
Something
re-
might be wrong with that.
Here's the reason why he was able to do this.
This bothers me.
Okay, hunters, even if they're visitors, can purchase a gun once
That's
they've got
BS.
their hunting permit.
Can't they close that loophole?
Of course they could.
Well, they need to.
Okay, so their conjecture is that he never planned to hunt. He always did this with the intention of killing people.
Of course he did.
So at some point, he applied for a hunting.
I mean, this guy wasn't a
license.
dummy. I mean, this was a smart way to go about doing this.
This is in mid-April.
Mhm.
Okay, he obtained a Florida hunting license that he could then take advantage of a loophole in federal law that allows foreign nationals with a valid visa to acquire firearms if in possession of a hunting license or permit lawfully issued in the
What
United
other
States.
country would allow an American to go over to their country and buy a gun legally?
Well, they don't even sell their own people.
But you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
This is ludicrous.
Well,
Ludicrous.
I think it's more than ludicrous, but thank you for saying that. So he goes out and he buys a Glock 45 with an extended magazine. So a Glock 45 without an extended magazine,
Glocks
I
are
think
cool.
carries about 12 rounds, if I recall correctly. Don't hold me to that.
With the extended?
Oh wait, it says he selected a 9mm Glock 45. That's a mistake.
Okay.
It's a 9mm.
It's not a word.
or
Okay.
45.
So, but okay. So how many
extended
rounds
mag.
could it
So
be?
if there was a 9mm, he could have had as much as 30 rounds
Okay.
in his magazine.
Mhm.
All right. So then he goes to a gun shop, and the gun shop contacts the authorities and says, "Is this guy for real?" And they're like, "Yeah, he's here from Saudi Arabia, from Riyadh, and he's receiving military training from the United States." Okay. Well, you don't hunt with a handgun, Jamie. You're absolutely right. You don't hunt.
I
with
know the whole
with a
thing's
Glock 45.
ridiculous. I can't believe
Well,
that
and
we
the
have
guy-
this in
and
the
the
law
guy-
and this is legal.
Yeah, somebody in this article, I'm not.
I pray to God they change
Says-
this quickly.
What was he going to hunt with that? So I can't take the gun back to Saudi
People.
Arabia.
He was hunting people with that.
Bad man.
Hmm.
Okay, so he's not the first. He's not going to be the last. It's interesting. They're wondering now: was he a plant? Was this a plan? Get him
Or was
in,
this a lone guy
but,
doing this?
yeah. And then they're like, if he was a plant, yes, he was in the Saudi military. He was here being trained by the U.S. military. If he was a plant, the question is, why didn't he get a bigger gun?
Well, he got a gun.
Yeah, that's not big enough. He could
No,
have done a lot
I'm
more.
following you.
Plus, he was Air Force training. They're saying he could have drove a jet into a plane, into a building. So, and we train a lot of.
Maybe he was going for specific people.
No, I doubt it.
Okay.
So I lived in Tucson, and Tucson is home to Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, and that's a very large base. I would expect it's larger than the one at Pensacola. And I can remember when I lived at the temple, it's only about a mile from the base.
Mhm.
The Saudis were being trained to take off and land in some big thing.
Mhm.
I don't know, warthog, what do I know? They took off and they
Warthog.
landed all day
think it's-
long. So they just took off and landed,
Okay. Yeah.
and this was their training.
Okay.
This was the Royal Saudi Air Force was being trained in the United States by us. Okay? Trained to fly planes that we sold the Saudi military. Yeah, probably so.
Probably.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Saudi Arabia.
Well,
I was when I was young because I bought the bullshit.
if they want to train them over there. Don't train them here.
Well, you know what? That may be what happens. All right. So we want to close the loophole. Yeah, we do sell them a boatload of military hardware, don't we? We sell them billions of dollars of military hardware, which is how they stay friends with us, despite the fact that 11 or 12 of them took down the Twin Towers
Mhm.
and the Pentagon
Mhm.
and another plane which landed in a field and everybody died in Pennsylvania.
Right. That was
4
supposed to
planes.
be going technically towards where did
Somewhere,
they think
I
it
don't
was?
remember.
I can't remember where they said that they thought it was supposed to be going to.
So I am a recovering alcoholic drug addict. She is a recovering alcoholic drug addict. I have been lamenting the fact that had I ever liked wine, I never liked wine, even when I drank.
Well, I liked
didn't like
wine. It's been 31 years, but I liked it.
Well,
Sangria with lots of fruit
I
in it.
drank Richard's Wild Irish Rose once, and a lot of it, and got drunk, and that's the last time I ever had
Well,
wine.
that's like me drinking the first time I really got wasted was on Boone's Farm. I don't judge my wine on Boone's Farm. I don't think that's something you would judge yours on either. I mean, God.
Well,
It's like, judging vodka on Rock Barrel vodka.
Faith be praised. I has no inclination to be drinking any wine anymore.
Yeah.
Stuck myself
Thank
to vodka,
God.
did I? Okay, so, but here's the point. There's a something in red wine called resveratrol.
Yeah, there is something that they claim is supposed to be healthy. And
extracting that and selling it in supplements,
Yes.
and people have been buying it in these large containers and taking
well,
it.
now that
Or
might be
people have
what's
been having 2 glasses of wine every night
yes,
because
yes.
it's good for their heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, okay.
Well, they're not saying it's not good for your heart. That still part might be true.
Okay,
but
well,
the
this
other
is in-
part's
This is
bad.
in the news today. All right. Red wine lovers have long touted research that the beverage has the power to destroy cancerous cells. And it says a new study from Japan suggests that drinking alcohol does not only
Does
fight
not.
cancer, it may increase your risk of cancer.
Yeah.
Published in the journal Cancer on Monday, they used 63,232 cancer patients,
That's a lot.
63,232 non-cancer patients. After controlling for
lot.
factors like sex and age, the researchers found that individuals who drank 1 drink a night for 10 years or 2 drinks a night for 5 years were 5% more likely to get a variety of cancers, including gastrointestinal, breast, and
Esophagus,
prostate.
probably. Yeah.
Okay, so eat chocolate.
I agree.
I mean, that's got some anti. What do they call them?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a word.
Yeah.
So it's the guy says, I'm not saying you shouldn't drink wine.
Well, sure. Every once in a
just
while,
saying
why
that-
not? Maybe
that
not
you-
every day. Maybe not every night. You're teetering on that line anyway at that point.
So the senior scientific advisor to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism. Let me say it again. Aaron White, he's a PhD. Senior scientific advisor to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism says there have been studies around for quite some time that suggest there was an association between cancer and alcohol. He says, but I don't think it's a big deal yet. And then he goes on to say that while moderate consumption of alcohol has been shown to decrease risk of heart attack,
Right.
other reports about potential health benefits are likely unfounded.
Yeah.
Antioxidant.
Thank you.
Chocolate is antioxidant.
Yes, it is.
If it's dark chocolate,
Ooh,
gotta
it's
be
the best.
70% plus.
Best.
But a lot of people think that eating dark chocolate or any chocolate, but no, it has to be 70% or greater dark, which begins to get kind of
I
bitter.
know. I love it.
Let's see. In terms of other physical benefits, White says there are very few. But while the study may be alarming to those who enjoy a nightly glass of wine or beer, he doesn't suggest that stopping drinking entirely is necessary. Well, if you're me, it was necessary.
It was necessary for me too.
Yeah. Well, we got to say, one drink is never enough, and 1,000. No, 1 drink is too many, and 1,000's
Never enough. Get it right.
Yeah, if you're an alcoholic, but see, so I'm sitting on the sidelines, and here's what I'm
Right.
thinking: hey, I'm gonna die early because I can't drink wine. Of course, as you
Well,
know.
no, I remember thinking that too. I was like, well, that's awful because I can't drink wine. It's supposed to be healthy for me. Well, that's a ripoff. I thought that too. I think every alcoholic probably has.
Yeah.
But now it comes out that those studies aren't true.
If I start drinking, the health of everyone I encounter would be jeopardized. Jamie's been in the program a long time, too, over 20 years. So
Yes, true.
that's funny.
Oh, my
That's
lordy.
funny. Well, nobody wants me drinking. Nobody's complimenting me on my drinking. Well,
on the best part is you're going to be able to go over to Thailand. You're not going to have to go through any withdrawals. You don't drink. You're going to be healthy when you get there. When I went to India, for a month, a girl came. She was right next to me, and she was sicker than a dog immediately, and was sick for over a week, and it was because she was going through DTs. She had never not drank. She said she couldn't remember the last. So she was going through DTs in India. That's not good.
I was at
That is really not good.
I was at a retreat in California
Mhm.
where they didn't allow caffeine.
Yeah, no,
And
you're not
this woman
supposed to
who
have
drank-
caffeine there either.
This woman who drank a lot of Diet Coke
Oh yeah,
started having terrible headaches.
sure.
And they told her,
Mhm.
Jamie's is 26 plus years.
Yay!
She's one of the few that survived my neighborhood. We were one of those neighborhoods you hear about where there was a disproportionate number of people who suffered from chemical dependency and substance abuse and died as a direct result.
Yeah.
When we were teenagers, we started losing friends to overdoses and stuff.
Well, we got sober about the same age. How old's Jamie? Is she your age?
No. Well, yeah,
My
she
age?
is close to me. No, she is close to my age. She's
Okay.
younger than me. Yeah.
Because I got sober at 24, so we got sober in the same
Well,
vicinity,
she
a little
made
older.
longer.
Well, not that much longer, but okay. Maybe in her 30s. Still, that's young.
40s, 30s, late 30s.
Okay. Still young.
So,
People are coming in now in their 70s.
so we have talked about anonymity, but I don't know if we did it on the thing, and Alcoholics Anonymous 64 point. She's gonna be. I said. Apparently, she's close to.
She's not gonna, and she's not going over
That's
65.
beautiful. It's beautiful. So in Alcoholics Anonymous, we say we remain anonymous level of press, radio, and film.
Correct.
We're not on the radio. So
Well, it's press, radio, or film. And I was on that recovery show, okay, back many years ago, and it was really cool. Anyway, went to New York City and but the way they taught us, and we're not supposed to say we're in AA, we're supposed to say we are in recovery from alcoholism and drug addiction.
So scratch the part where I said we're in AA.
Yeah, we're not really supposed to say, and we can say you're in a 12-step program and things like that, but you're not supposed to say AA.
And what was his name? Father Knows Best. He screwed it up for everybody.
Well, a lot of people screwed it up.
He played Marcus Welby later on.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I know who you're talking about, but I don't know.
He proclaimed to be sober and in AA, and then he went back out drinking on wine with his wife.
Right.
It's kind of like, well,
that's why
if people think you're sober and you go back to drinking, and then they find you, messed up drunk.
Right.
They think AA doesn't work.
I remember.
So let's never say.
Well, you're supposed to say 12-step program, and I'm in recovery. But the
Robert Young, thank you. That's my sister.
Oh,
Look
cool.
at that. She's just tuned in.
No, I had a brain fart. No, I don't know what I was going to say.
You were going to say something about a recovery and that.
Oh, well, okay. So I remember when Stevie Ray Vaughan went on national TV and sort of did his public amends on one of the talk shows and everything. Unless you knew what was happening, you really, what I'm saying.
Who else is the lead singer of what, the Eagles?
Oh, there's so many people now in friggin'
the guy
recovery.
with the real wild rock guy.
There's so many people in recovery right now. It's awesome.
Anyways, so
Robert Downey Jr.
So let me get to my.
Isn't he in recovery?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I had a point when I started
I really
this.
like that picture. I just noticed it. Mm-hmm.
Oh, she wasn't. She was listening, just been. Apparently, people can listen without commenting.
Of course.
I don't know. I don't follow this.
What? That people don't comment?
Anyways,
okay.
I'm never going to get to my point.
I don't know what their damn point is.
It had to do with anonymity.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So I didn't seem to do very well at being anonymous as a drug addict.
Right.
And so
But we have to follow the tradition. So the traditions say don't say AA. You say we're in recovery in a 12-step program.
In recovery, I must say that I find it hard to be anonymous because one, it helps if people know.
Well, I'm not anonymous out there. You know what I'm saying? With people one-on-one and things like that. I'm very open and honest.
So we're going to make an amend to AA right now. Sorry.
There you go.
Okay. So
apologies.
Yes.
Don't say you're sorry. You're not a sorry person. You need to apologize.
I'm not a sorry person. I'll kick your ass. Why is that?
I don't know. It's just one of those things that back in the day, we weren't allowed to say we were sorry. We had to say we apologize.
I'm sorry for nothing.
Okay? We don't say we're sorry. We're not a sorry person.
Oh, I know what I was. So my point is, I know a lot of people feel compelled to remain anonymous about recovering. But what I was trying, my point I was trying to drive home is, if you knew me when I was drinking and drugging, if you knew me well, then you ought to know
that you have issues.
Because you ought to be happy for me, right?
Right.
Because it means I'm not the hot mess I was.
No, yes.
And a lot of the people, you hear stories of people in recovery, and you're like, wow.
Right.
I remember somebody once talking about this woman. She was older than me by several years. And she used to live in New York, but now she lives in Arizona. She told the story about how she would be in her high rise in New York and close the shades so nobody would see her drinking wine in her high rise.
Right.
You know,
crazy.
I hear about people who are alcoholic who went to different liquor stores because they didn't want the liquor store attendant to think they were
alcoholics. Yes.
Yeah. And
it's
then
crazy stuff.
I met a woman who lived out, I like her.
I didn't care what people thought.
Rockwell. I didn't either.
Yeah.
Rockwell or something. and she hid bottles out on the road
Yeah.
going towards home.
Michael did that.
And
Burns did that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I had a friend who buried the bottles.
Oh no,
In
he would hide them
Tucson.
in his neighbor's bushes.
Yeah.
And then when they were out gardening one day, he needed to go get his bottle. And finally, after hours, he just went over and said, "Excuse me," pushed him out of the way, grabbed his bottle and chucked it right there. He was like, "I couldn't wait any longer."
That's real alcohol. Couldn't you go to a liquor store?
I don't know what the story. Oh, I think his wife was watching him at that point, like not, So he was hiding it around the neighborhood.
I went out to a BYOB. That's bring your own booze, bring your own bottle. I don't know. And Arlington, I didn't know Arlington was dry. I knew the bar was dry.
Okay.
I didn't understand that Arlington, Texas was dry.
Oh, I didn't know the
So-
whole city was. I just thought it was
Yeah.
the titty bars.
We do not say that.
Titty?
Strip club.
Gentlemen's club would be better than the
Gentlemen's
strip
club.
club.
Okay, either one.
Okay, I just thought it was the gentleman's
Anyway,
club.
No, the town is dry.
Oh, so you have to buy like a thing if you want to buy a drink at a bar.
No, it's dry. You have to BYOB.
So you're gonna walk in a restaurant carrying your wine?
Yes.
They don't have like club cards like they did in Richardson?
No.
Really?
Ay, Dios mío.
Wow.
You didn't know there were dry counties and
I thought they were all gone. Richardson's now.
Well,
wet?
Arlington may drink now. This was many years
Okay,
ago.
okay.
Kids, this was in the
Well, the
late
Cowboy Stadium
90s.
sells beer, right?
I don't know.
But yeah,
I
back in the
guess
day,
so.
Richardson was dry too. Yeah. Okay, I'm following you.
Talk about not letting me follow one thought. For
You know what?
hour.
You're going to be gone for a
For
while. I
1
just want to make sure to get it
hour.
all in.
Not let me finish.
Oh, my butterfly.
Not let me finish one thought.
My butterfly.
So I got to Arlington to a BYOB, and they used to always have vodka there for me.
Mm.
They knew if I came, I drank vodka. So the owner would always
Versus
say,
Legends.
"Go get you." No,
Mm.
no, it was called the Penthouse,
Hmm.
and
Yes, I know who. Yes.
I can't remember his name.
Doc worked there for a while,
So, anyways, the point
I
is,
think.
I went out to buy a bottle
Mhm.
because they said, "Oh, Ken, we're sorry, we don't have any vodka." I only drink vodka.
Mhm.
If I don't have vodka, it's like Marlboros. If I don't have Marlboros, I'm not smoking a Winston. I'm not interested.
Oh,
I'll wait until I get a Marlboro. I'm the same thing with vodka.
okay.
You offer me whiskey, I'm like, it's
Oh, I
not, it's
know.
not
It's-
vodka, right? Okay. So I left. I get in the car and I'm driving down the road looking for, the closest liquor store is Fort Worth. So it was about 15 miles to Fort Worth to buy a bottle to go back to take a couple
Oh, you
of
bought a big
shots.
bottle at that point.
Well, I didn't drink that much. First off, if I drink, I usually
I
hired,
remember that club. It wasn't open
I usually
long.
hired a car. It was open a few years.
Was it?
Yeah, I bought it.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
I don't think anybody needed to know.
Probably not.
To be honest with you, Jamie says, I've always outed myself. So many people have asked me for help because they knew I was someone they could ask.
Exactly.
Well, and
I
we have
agree with you
talked-
100%,
We have
Jamie.
talked about that. I can't tell you how many
Yes.
times somebody came to me and said, "Hey, my brother, my daughter,
Right.
my
Me
son."
too. I agree 100%. But some people
Well, my-
are. I think you're missing a huge part of it when you're not open about it.
So my sister, who's listening, she won't.
Oh my
Hopefully,
God.
she won't remember this. Knock on wood. I don't know. My two sisters. We used to have Friday dinner together. It
Okay.
was mandatory, I think. No, I don't think. It was mandatory. But
Okay.
their sons were in college. She's got an older son who's now a medical doctor, very cool kid. And my other sister has a son who's about close in that age, went to University of Michigan. And Jeremy went to the University of Madison, University of Wisconsin. At some point, they started drinking beer in college. And
Most do.
Yes. So I was asked at the dinner table to explain to my nephews why they shouldn't be drinking.
Okay.
So I
Oh,
looked
this
at
is going to
them,
be good. Oh my God.
and I was sober.
Uh-huh.
I said, listen, you shouldn't drink. If you're going to do something, smoke weed.
Lay on the couch and smoke weed.
And my sisters,
Don't go to class. Just lay there and smoke weed.
my sisters, like, what are you doing? And I'm like,
I agree with you, sister.
I said, I'm not advocating they smoke weed. I say, if you're going to get high, use marijuana. And I said to my sisters, if they drink, they will wrap themselves around a tree in the car some night.
Well, they can get just as high and wrap themselves around a tree.
No, statistically not at all. You're absolutely wrong.
Okay, I'm wrong.
You are.
Okay. So there's been nobody ever.
She does remember.
That's funny.
So, but my point was, kids smoking weed don't wrap themselves around a tree. Statistically, they do not. Drinkers, on the other hand, teenage drinkers.
Well, there is a
young
higher
drinkers,
propensity for it. I agree, but
higher propensity. It's like saying, this is the universe.
okay, I'm going to look up these statistics because I know damn well people have gotten in car wrecks because they're too high from smoking marijuana.
So I want everybody to listen because she doesn't listen. Okay. So we had this conversation this show.
We did.
Where I explained to her that when I had my regular radio show, I interviewed researchers from universities on this subject. Not only do people who smoke marijuana have less accidents than people who are
but they do
using
have accidents.
alcohol. I didn't say they didn't have accidents. Didn't I say more likely?
You were sort of insinuating that
Didn't
they
I
didn't.
say more likely?
You insinuated they
Why
didn't
do you
have
want to? You
accidents.
just want to fight with me
No,
about
you
some
were
shit?
insinuating,
God.
though. You were
Don't
insinuating.
come to Thailand. You don't want it in Thailand. You know, come.
I'll go myself. I'm going with Leah to the
You
Elephant
son of a
Reserve.
dinky
I'm
dog.
going with Leah to the
No,
Elephant Reserve. Who wants to go visit you?
Jesus. So, anyways, not only do marijuana smokers have fewer accidents by far than drinkers, the study demonstrated that people who are using marijuana have less accidents than people who are straight. And I got it immediately. I didn't know that was going to be the result.
They drove slower.
Right. They were more cautious because tended to be a little like paranoid and also just kind of chilled.
Okay.
Right? Because the same people, you said less likely. Right. So listen, people who smoke marijuana, listen, the same, I hung around with some horrible, they weren't horrible people. That's the wrong. I hung around with some people who had some aggressive tendencies when I was young.
Like you. You had aggressive tendencies when you were younger.
Right. I would be one of the examples I'm referring to.
There we go. You can't even say that's not true.
No, but here's my point. You smoke some weed and you would chill. You would get something to eat,
smoking weed.
And you would just sit around and you'd laugh with each
I'd rather
other.
do a rail and
Get some alcohol in us.
Thank God
and
I'm
we're
sober.
like, ready to, go fight with somebody and stuff. That's my thing. Alcohol tended to stimulate people more towards aggression. Weed tend to stimulate people to chill more. And so if you're starting here, if you're both starting here and one's moving towards aggression and one's moving towards chill, I say go with the chill.
Well, I agree.
Okay, so if you're in college and I can't stop you from getting high because you think you're a big shot now, you're a grown person, then I got to say to you, listen, man, stay away from the alcohol. And I've had relatives who were in college who got badly hurt while they were drinking.
Yeah. I've wrecked a number of cars drinking.
Sure, even Kathy says they stay home and eat and they don't go out. And
That's true. Time. Like the Jack in the Box, the late night snack box, munchie box.
So I'm going to make a confession here. Kathy's brother, who recently passed, dear friend of mine.
Are you going to say something bad about him now that he's passed? You're going to, Kathy, he's going to tell on your brother.
Her brother was a stoner.
Okay.
He was a stoner.
Okay. He was the real deal.
Oh, Jiminy.
Maybe him and Joel were friends.
He had no end in sight. Listen, I'm no lightweight when it came to drinking and drugging, right? Ain't nobody ever said,
right,
Ken, you're a lightweight. You would sit there and smoke.
Yes.
And you would get intoxicated.
Yes.
And Gary would say, let's do more. And so you'd do a little more. And then you'd be like, hi. And Gary would say, let's do some more. And you'd say, why? And he'd say, because we can. And I'm like, but I'm already
High.
high.
And I
it's
like this high.
Let's go higher.
Oh, thank you, you're
I'm-
sober. I'm
I'm-
so glad you're
I'm-
clean and sober
I'm
now.
not sure I can get any higher. Wait, it didn't stop.
Oh my
So one day I
God.
went to
Oh, I
place,
couldn't hang with him.
this place on the far north side of Chicago, and it was towards the end of my using
Mhm.
in 80 something. And we get out to my Jeep, and we get in the Jeep because he wants to go get some snacks.
Yes.
And we get in the Jeep, and we're sitting there. I'm like, I need to chill. I
Mm.
need to melt. I'm paranoid. I'm high. We sat there, I don't know how long, and I never moved. And I said, that's it. We're going back inside.
See,
So
yeah, I'm so glad I'm sober.
I'm
and
just
clean
telling
today.
y'all, I'm
So
not.
glad you're sober and clean today.
Can you imagine? I mean, where are we going? Why are we going anywhere? Let's just stay in.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was winter in Chicago, which is another reason to stay in. Anyways, so please come where?
Oh, to the elephant thing with her.
Is she doing a promo here?
Yes,
So you want to help her with the promo?
I have been. I have been. Lee and I are on the same wavelength right now. It might have taken you a while, but we are simpatico.
So Jamie, Leah, and AJ may be going to Thailand to hang with the elephants for a week at an elephant sanctuary. And it'll be Leah's a yogi, AJ's a yogi, Jamie, you're a yogi. Jamie teaches.
I love that.
She's a yogi. Isn't
Good.
that what a teacher, call it teacher?
Yeah,
What
sure.
about a practitioner? What do they call a practitioner?
Yogi.
It's kind of confusing then, isn't
Guru
it?
is teacher.
What is it?
Yeah, but we're not guru. Guru's teacher.
Oh, gurus.
But the big teachers.
She can go earlier if you want. Can you go in the next 2 months? It really becomes the question. Okay. So, hey, thank you for tuning in. We're way old past our point.
Oh, we are? We're past that point?
Yeah, 7:10.
Oh, wow.
It's going to be in July, but she's flexible
Okay.
if it means she can sign up more people. So if you want to know more about it, let me know. Let Leah know at Sacred Space in Frisco.
Yes.
Yes. They're going to have a drum
Or
circle
email
in
me. I can get
January.
you connected.
They're going to have a drum circle in January, and Ryan's leading.
I know. I love that. Love that.
I was going to go.
Yay.
So,
I think I already put it on my calendar. What did it say?
Jamie
What did
You're
she say?
hot tonight,
I can't
girl.
see it.
says, I'm so broke, I can't even pay attention. I like that one.
Start saving.
I know she didn't just make that up, but I
Oh,
call
my
myself a yoga guide.
God. There, I love that.
And I'll bet you have yogis listening in
I'm
on
sure
your
we do.
Facebook.
Oh, look at Linus Diedling. Okay, so his parents were my parents' best friend. Like when they were younger and growing up, and they kept in touch all their lives.
Yeah, Linus isn't watching
Mhm.
anymore. He left.
Linus is watching.
He's not. No,
He's
he left there.
watching.
He's not. No. January 11th. Maybe she meant June 11th. They're not going January 11th. Oh, and by the way, Ajahn Saryut is leading a group to India in January, and I won't be that far away, but I'm not going.
Well, gee, thanks for sharing.
Jamie's she's just like a firecracker tonight. Not an original thought in my mind.
Oh my God, we gotta go. So sign off for 3 months.
So, well, we don't know.
You might be back early.
I might be back early. I might split screen with you.
That's okay. I don't know how to do that. I
I-
don't know
I
if
don't
that's
know
even
how to do
possible.
All right, January 11th, 7 to 9 p.m. Oh,
That's
the
a drum circle. I already have that on my calendar. I think I already put that on there.
Go ahead, rub it in because I won't be there.
Yeah, well.
All right, so thanks for
whose fault's
tuning
that?
in. AJ, publisher of DallasYogaMagazine.com.
CosmicYogiFestival.com.
You can find out everything you want to know about the yoga scene in Dallas by tuning in to her website.
Why are you over here? Do you not want to? It's like you're. It's like you're trying to get far from me. Oh my God! Let me sit over here.
Bon voyage.
Bon voyage.
So I
Adios. Hasta luego.
Sawadee Krupp to everybody, which means goodbye in Thai.
Maybe he'll know more than 2 words in Thai when he comes back in 3 months. Food. Don't you know food?
No,
Oh.
but I know how to say my pet, which means not spicy.
Oh.
I was taught to say my pet. Sawadee-ka, that's for a woman. She's saying goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
So a man says sawadee-krup,
Okay.
and a woman says sawadee-ka.
Okay.
And Jamie said I should come teach at the festival. And I know the person who runs the festival.
Oh, that would be so awesome, Jamie. Come on
You'd
down.
be
You got a
welcome.
slot.
And on
It's
top of
May 2nd, the next one.
on the top of that, you can stay here.
Yeah.
You can crash here, or you can
Teach
crash,
at the
you can
festival.
crash wherever AJ is, quite frankly. She doesn't care.
Yeah.
All right. So
Awesome. All right. So, hasta
and the
luego.
Wednesday night meditation continues without me. This does everything else. What do you mean you're not on YouTube?
Yeah, we
It
are.
says we're on YouTube.
No, okay. We'll find out.
All right.
All righty.
Okay.
So, we'll see you in 3 months, maybe earlier.
Sawadee,
Keep
sawadee.
watching.